Hey everyone, Professor August here, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 books that are on my March 2025 TBR. Um, I don't know what happened in February. It was just like the month went by really, really fast, and things just went wrong. I got sick for a little while. Work got really intense. These grand schemes that I had that I was going to go to work and then come home and have a glass of wine and relax and read my book. None of that happened. So um, two of the books of these 5 that I'm carrying into March are carryovers from last month, from February, and they're good. So I'm not, putting them aside. I'm just going to continue reading them into March, and then I'm adding 3 more books to the 2 that I'm carrying over from February. So let's get into it. The 2 books that I'm carrying over from February are Nnedi Okorafor's Death of the Author and Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. Both of these books, I started reading them and I just ran out of time in February, so I'm continuing with them. I'm not going to say too much about them because I've already described both of these books before, so if you want to check out the playlist in the description box, you can look at those videos. Um, Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth, it was just one of those like impulse buys because I saw his book on the news and Oprah recommended it. And of course, I'm a shill for Oprah. So I picked it up. It's not a book that I can get through quickly. So this is why it's taking so long. It's just every couple of pages, I just had to put it down and think about what I just read because it's a lot of stuff that I know intuitively, but it's just the framing of it is taking a long time. The other book, Death of the Author, freaking amazing. It's the story follows Zilu, who is a paraplegic black writer in Chicago, and I can't wait to finish it. I don't know what like where this book is going. I'm only about 150 pages in. It is phenomenal so far because you go between her life in Chicago and then the book that she's writing, so you actually get pages from the novel. So it's a novel in a novel. Really, really nice. I can't wait to finish it. I'm taking my time with it. It's pretty exquisite. Fundamentally by Nussaibah Younis. This came out just this month, February 2025. I have been waiting for this book for so long. I learned about it, I think, about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, and it's just been like I've just been waiting. So I finally got my hands on a copy, and it follows the story of Nadia, who is an academic who decides that after breakup she's going to go to Iraq and de-radicalize ISIS brides. And as soon as I thought it, like as soon as I saw the synopsis of this book a few months ago, I thought that like I know that's a job. Like I know people do that job. Um, and I got my PhD in like Middle Eastern Islamic studies and minority studies. So it it just like scratched an itch I've been having for a really long time. And so I read around the novel and the author, and it just seems super fun. Like I know de-radicalizing ISIS brides, how could that be fun? But I think it is. Like everything I've read around it seems that this book is going to be really, really good. So I'm super excited. The story follows the main character leaving the UK and going to Iraq and having this brown savior complex, trying to save these young girls who I'm not sure if they deliberately chose or if they fell into these traps of becoming brides of ISIS fighters. So I'm really excited for this one. I think this might be a book that I might have to assign to my students later in one of my future literature courses. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really excited to get into this one. Karla Brundage's Blood Lies Race Trader. This book came out, it's a poetry collection that came out in 2024. And I was lucky enough to meet Karla at a book talk at my college. We invited her to give a poetry reading, and she was nice enough to accept. She came all the way from Hawaii. So, this poetry collection is about race and the issue of being biracial. And from her explanation, it kind of she went down this rabbit hole of trying to deal with the term mulatto and all the definitions around it. And so I'm really excited to like actually sit down and have the time to ingest everything and read through the collection because it has everything to do with race and ethnicity and racism and white supremacy and internalized racism, issues of gender and sexuality. So I'm excited to read it and have a little review for the book. And my students who have already read it have all had really positive things to say about the book. So um, this is going to be a multi-day, multi-week read for me because it's a collection. So I'll be able to read 1 or 2 poems and put it aside and think about it for a while and then go back to it. So I think this is something I'm going to carry through all of the month of March. Hijab Butch Blues by Lamya H. This book came out in 2023, and when it first came out, I just like devoured it in a couple of hours. So I have positive memories of the book, but I'm rereading it now because I assigned it to my class this semester, and it's a memoir, so it's nonfiction. This person, they are born in South Asia and raised in the Middle East. I like there's a lot of vague references to certain countries, but the countries are never actually named. And Lamia H is a pen name, so we don't actually know who the author is. The reason I signed it this semester is it deals with issues of queerness and religion. And just given everything that's going on, I wanted to make sure we had a narrative that intertwines Islam with queerness so my students could have discussions around kind of the silos that we develop. You know, people who are queer often look at religion as a really bad thing or as an oppressive thing, and people who are religious often look at queerness as something that is blasphemous and not okay. But this book does a really nice job of blending those two things together because there are plenty of us who are queer and religious, and it is not the place of other people to tell us what our identities are. We are what we say we are because we're living our own lived experiences and have identities that we cling on to for dear life. And so this is a book that I had a positive experience with a couple years ago, just because it took issues and flipped them on their heads. And I thought it was really well done. So I'm looking forward to reading it again now that I'm teaching it. So like I'm doing it from a different perspective, just not from a pleasure perspective, but from a work perspective to see if I still have the same feelings about the book. But also, I'm really curious to see what my students think after they've read it, to see if they, one, connect with the story of South Asian kind of having queer and religious experiences, but also one that doesn't disparage religion and doesn't disparage queerness. It sort of looks at both of them as positive aspects of a single person's identity. So yeah, I think it'll be a good addition to my syllabus, but also I'm looking forward to revisiting this one. All right, so that's it. You know, I've set 5 books. I'm carrying 2 from last month. Hopefully, I'm able to get through all of them this month for March. We'll see if I do. I don't know. I'm not like I don't have a schedule really and like deadlines of like, oh, I have to read this book by such and such a date. So at the like whenever reading becomes a chore because I'm so fixated on having to finish something by a specific date, I tend not to enjoy it. So instead of setting deadlines and saying like I have to read these, and I'm not, I'm just going to read them. If I get through all of them, that's fantastic. If I can read even more than these books, great. If I can't, I don't know if other people have this, but like just I have to let go of feelings of guilt and anxiety around things that are supposed to be pleasurable. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. Anyways, I hope March is a good month for you and your reading list. I'm looking forward to seeing what other people are posting about. And if you have read any of these books, let me know in the comments. If you're interested in reviews, they're forthcoming. I'll do them after I've read them. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. Catch you in the next video.